My name is Angela Marcato. I'm the small and mid-sized building segment leader. And the focus of today is renovation in small mid-sized building. So why renovation is so important for small mid-size? I thought to start with two statistics. The one on the left, the 50% of the small mid-size buildings will be here in 2050. Means that the building that you live in, work in, and shop in are not going anywhere. They stay here. Means that also the impact in the environment will be quite intense. And then the second one, small mid-sized building, it's will contribute to 70% of the CO2 emission. 90% of the buildings globally are small mid-size. What does it mean? That the net zero journey, the net zero strategy, are not only for the large and critical, are more specifically for small mid-sized buildings. What we think it's the future of the building in Schneider, it's to future-proofing them. What does it mean? It's make an existing building more resilient, more sustainable, people-centric, and future-proofing. How we do that? Well, at Schneider, we have technologies. So I think that there are 4 pillars in terms of the technology. From the last, you have the sustainability management. It's all about trying to get full sustainability transparency, understand the carbon baseline and how to track it. The second one is energy management. I would summarize as monitor, analyze, control, and optimize energy usage using software. That's what we're going to talk today. And analytics to identify energy-saving opportunities. The third one, it's workplace management. Enhance the occupant experience by offering healthy and comfortable indoor environments with comfort and air quality scores. The fourth one, operational management. Monitor and optimize power and building automation system performance to improve reliability and performance of staff. The last one, asset management. Monitor and maintain asset performance to extend equipment life. So, Karthik, how our global retailer and global customer deal with that? What is the biggest accelerators for small mid-sized building portfolio against large, and why it's so important?
Yep. Thank you so much, Angela. You gave the statistics that it's 50% of the buildings are still yet to be will be there by 2050, and these things needs to be modernized, renovated, right? And basically, when we talk about the small and mid-sized buildings, the problems are very typical to specific to small and mid-sized buildings, because these buildings are geographically distributed, and they're also if you see, they don't have a dedicated facility manager in their each site, and they also need to drive the the efficiencies and everything. So that is the reason the problems with the SMB is going to be completely different. So when I talk about the renovation, we wanted to use most of the infrastructures that are available at the sites. So the solution, what we're going to talk about, has to be a multi-protocol solution. So it should take whatever the existing meters or controllers or everything that is available in the market, those things on the side, it should take those inputs. And also the second one is majorly going to be on the installation, easiness of installation and commissioning. So because these are multi-sites, we're going to talk about the standardization over here. So when we do the installation and commissioning here, we're going to talk about because I've been working in the BMS from last 20 plus years. And here the project life cycle would not be like a year, 6 months to 1 year. It's going to be in days and it's in hours what we're going to talk about, because we're going to deploy across hundreds of sites. So here we're going to talk, the majorly is on the templatization of the solution. If you have any kind of, a device templatization, we need to move towards the standard libraries. So these are some of the major specific, challenges that when I compared against the large buildings, the small and mid-sized buildings are going to face. And also just to add one more point is on the digitization part of it, right? So digital is going to play a major role when we're going to move with these challenges. We have to basically digitize hundreds of stores that are available. So the digital is going to play a major role in terms of renovating the small and mid-sized buildings.
You mentioned of the challenges of small mid-sized buildings. So how our global customer overcome these challenges?
Very, very interesting question, right? So I'm going to take one example. Basically, whenever our say the global customers are gonna take this journey. So there are like two aspects to it. One is the having a proper renovation plan approach, and another one is the communication strategy. So just to take one of our large global QSR company, they wanted to, I mean, it depends on what they wanted to say, what is their main objective. It can be either say the ESG target that they're gonna have, or it can be compliance, like in other countries where the compliance is gonna coming up. And the third can be energy cost. So we need to define the objective of the like renovation journey here, right? And then the other major point here is going to be like when we're gonna like let's take one of our customer wanted to do the ESG as one of the main journey for the renovation, and they were like really not clear how do I communicate my ESG, my carbon emission target to at a site level. So what we did is that we have worked with the customer and we have aligned with them what is their journey looks like. And by 2030, they wanted to be like net zero. And by 2050, they wanted to completely carbon neutral, right? So we worked with them and we have defined the end goal, like business KPI that they wanted to drive. And then it called for a proper renovation program that we have worked with the headquarters. And then it was implemented top down. So, and when we did that, then it has become very easy for us to work with the store site level people to go to them and also deploy the solution at the site level as well. So just to summarize, so it takes the proper renovation program to be developed, and then we need to deploy that. And during this, there are a lot of stakeholders that are involved. Like, for example, the sustainability leader will have the different, say, business outcome that they're expecting. And a facility manager will have a different outcome that they will be expecting. So we need to have a proper communication strategy that how we're going to align with all the stakeholders. And it's going to play a very major role in actually defining the overall strategy for our renovation.
I think one of the biggest challenges that we have is when it comes to money. Mm-hmm. So how does software and service help to the decision maker to move to this kind of solutions?
So because I mean, this is the one point which I'm going to keep pushing, because hands down, when it comes to the, like automating a small and mid-sized building, the cloud-based SaaS solution will be very effective and will be best suited for the small and mid-sized buildings. And why I say this is basically because you will need a lot of infrastructure to be put in place when you talk about the traditional way of like connecting the cables and everything. So through this IoT-based solution, you're able to eliminate a lot of cabling and everything at the site level. That is a first very important factor that we're going to eliminate as a part of the overall financial impact, right? And second thing is going to be like customer is going to pay for what he's going to take. Like basically, we have a scalable solution. So customer can get into the energy monitoring and then slowly upgrade into the control and then to the comfort. So he's going to pay for what he's going to use. So it's not like, okay, whatever you may be using one module, but you need to invest across all the, say, use cases. So this is the another way, like why it is best suited. And also the other major factor is going to be around, say, on the installation part of it. So when you do the installation and commissioning, as I mentioned earlier, so we're gonna simplify a lot on the when we talk about small and mid-sized building, because we are transforming the way how the small and mid-sized building is gonna get installed, right? So we need to use we will be using a lot of standard libraries, standard templates, and the overall expectation, because whenever I talk to the customer, especially on the small and mid-sized buildings, so they talk about the payback less than 2 years. So that is what their goal is going to be. And they're more happy because anything more than 2 years, it's not going to make a really financial sense for them. So that is what we're going to shoot when we when we see from a SMB point of view.
I know that everyone are wondering, yeah, nice talk, but do you have any examples? So, Karthik, do you have any global example, our customer that actually managed to overcome and to be on top of their sustainability targets?
Oh yeah, I can think of not one, like actually couple, because this solution is majorly driven by the use case. Like each customer will have a different expectation, and with what kind of end customer that we are dealing with, and what type of store that we are dealing with, right? So I'm gonna first talk about quick service restaurant where we deployed about 200 plus sites with that customer. And this is a little bit connected to your previous question on the financial terms, right? So basically, this customer was having a huge energy cost in his facility, right? And his major like objective with this solution is to reduce the energy consumption and achieve savings through this the SMB building activate solution. So what we did is that basically we give them a platform where they can actually monitor all their sites and have a centralized overview where we gave them a ability to do the energy benchmarking and also do some control. We did schedules and as well as the food compliance. That's the another major thing because there is a lot of awareness that's growing across the market on the food compliance. So we have given them the solution that will be HACCP compliant solution, right? And I was talking to the CFO of this company, very interesting data point he gave. So their energy cost is going to be like 10% of their overall operational expenditure. And this solution across their 200 stores is going to save about 10% of their energy cost, and which is 1% gain on their bottom line. And which is like really interesting, and especially for a QSR who is working on a very thin margin, this is a really great thing. I mean, because to get that 1%, he has to invest a lot on the marketing and all. But with this solution, he's able to gain that 1%. So that was very good insight that I got from this QSR customer, right? And the second customer that I'm going to talk about is the large sports retail. Why I'm specifically talking about this retailer is that because we have achieved a significant savings by controlling some of the HVAC equipments. And also, we followed a journey with this customer. We started with the energy monitoring for 5 of their stores, and then slowly we got into the control. Where we saved like close to about 15 to 20%, and we gave them a payback within like 18 months, right? But the more interesting part is on the comfort side. So most of the time, this customer was getting a complaint from the customer that they're feeling suffocated within the store, like especially near the point of sale. So then what we did is that we put a CO2 sensors at the multiple locations. And whenever the CO2 level goes above certain ppm, so it triggers the fresh air circulation inside the store. So this gave them two abilities, like one is maintaining the comfort and also push the fresh air, not every time, but when it is needed. So they save the energy as well as they maintain the comfort as well. So, I mean, these are the two things which I can like think on top of my mind, which has actually helped them in their journey towards the renovation. And with these two customers, we are 100% of their stores we covered in the country, and as well as we are scaling up, and this is part of their upcoming new stores. So it will go as a part of their tender as well.
I have a question that wasn't in our question, but I thought that maybe by interesting. What is the role of AI in all these?
Yep. So, so the AI is going to be, basically currently what we are doing with our solution is that we have a lot of algorithms and machine learning that runs within the solution, which is going to collect a lot of data points and drive some conditional maintenance, right? So today, if you have, say, for a specific equipment, if you have a certain level of voltage and current consumption, and this will actually drive the like some alarms it can drive that whether it's performing it in a right way or it's been like say that particular compressor is running in a high data or something. So we can give this kind of insights on the predictive on the condition based maintenance. So through AI, what we're going to do is that we're going to bring in the based on the environmental condition. So it can take some dynamic set points, And that's called what we call it as a dynamic HVAC optimization, what we can bring. And this will also drive a lot of efficiency at the site level. Because initially we discussed that facility manager is not present in the small and mid-sized building, but AI will take the role of a facility manager and it will do the set point optimization. So this will be the really future of our solution, and we're going to coming up with this solution by Q2 of this year, where we can show it to our customers as well.